I mean, I think that were it not for the Naked Gun films, then Police Squad perhaps would be completely forgotten about, which would be a real shame. So it's good that we've got these films, and that it's good. And the official title is from Police, the Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad. And I think as a result of that, certainly I'm going to sort of go and try and seek out some of these episodes to have a look as a fan of these films. And so we talk about the longevity as well, and these films have lasted. So people are like, well, they've made 3, but then there's another 6 episodes I can go and watch as well of this same character doing these same things. And I have seen a few clips on YouTube. Some of the gags I think are repeated in the films, but still nonetheless very, very, very funny, very, very clever. And it's that wordplay. I mean, that's what I find so funny. The tiny little lines. There's a moment when Frank Drebin walks into a big party, and the butler comes up and he says, "Your code, sir?" "Yes, it is, and I have a receipt to prove it." Just throwaway things that you wouldn't pick up on the first time. So clever, and it's just hit you with gag. I think Airplane has well over 100 gags, and you could count those on probably similar ratio in the Naked Gun. I mean, how do you think they work in terms of sort of parodies of police procedurals?
I think I don't want to sound like I'm going too round the houses here, but what a gem of a comedy series Police Squad is, and it's because it just sends up the police procedurals so well. I think the basic inspiration that they were spoofing at the time was a Lee Marvin-led TV series called M Squad, I think it was. But I'm more familiar with the kind of the Quinn Martin productions. Like I quite enjoy the TV series The Invaders, which was made in the late 60s, starring Roy Finnis, which is more of a precursor for the X-Files than it has anything to do with Naked Gun. But the structure of the show, it was very episodic, which was something Quinn Martin really nailed, with underpinning the and establishing a TV format at that time until, say, Twin Peaks came along and revolutionized TV with wider narratives and world building. Or expansive world building, and I very much enjoy what Martin did on The Invaders, but Police Squad really does an exemplary job of affectionately mocking the structure and plot points of shows like that, and all the contrivances and conveniences that come along for the main hero to reach the plot's conclusion. And it's very good at being serious about comedy. And I think, maybe going back to an earlier point, I think the reason it works so well, not just as a spoof of police procedurals, but as a comedy series, is it's its own world. We like the characters, we enjoy the stories, and I think it really does do a great job of being its own self-contained story. And I think with such good characters, such likable characters, it just, that's why it wins ultimately. I mean, actually, just as an interesting, perhaps, side note, Robert Stack, who played Captain Rex Kramer so memorably in Airplane, he was actually the first choice to play Frank Drebin in Police Squad. And Stack, I think, either turned down the role or he wasn't available at the time. And I think he probably would have been quite good. I think he would have deadpanned it very nicely.
I can see that working.
Yeah. Because he does that so well, doesn't he? That deadpan thing in Airplane.
Do you like movies about gladiators?
And no one can replace Nielsen for me. I think that's he is a huge part of why the show is so successful and did lead on such well-revered comedy films. And I think maybe it's endured because it didn't outstay its welcome, and maybe that's the problem with the Liam Neeson reboot. It's trying to cash in on something that I think has aged well, but was certainly, the last film was made a good sort of 30 years ago, and it's time for something different, and we should just enjoy these films for how brilliant they are. Like we enjoy some of the screwball comedies from the sort of the first periods of movie making, and we enjoy them for what they are. And people have tried to recapture the magic, and it's maybe not always possible.